Hello, this is Shandell Carpenter, and I am currently an inclusion and resource teacher in Little Rock School District, and this is how I use Goodnotes to help me stay organized when providing inclusion services. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I use Goodnotes on my iPad. This is the Goodnotes app, and you can create folders and upload files and organize your documents. I have my schedule there so I can quickly access it. Let's start with ELA and ELA inclusion. I have a folder for each group, and I have put their service logs in there. So I can go into that folder and document what date, what we did in class, the time, what the assignment was, and I usually type my students' names in here so I don't have to do it all the time, but for this video I took them out for confidentiality. So this is how I keep up with everybody's services for every group that I have. You can use your Apple Pencil, your finger, or another stylus to write down the information in class, and then I take notes if I have to call a parent, if there's behavior concerns, if someone didn't attend, and then I also have modifications at the bottom in a little coded key down here so that I know those are the ones I use the most often. And then I've also got our school's behavior expectations and a chart for that. Okay, so I also use Goodnotes to document my progress. I keep each group's progress together in a file if they're resource, and then I usually keep individuals separate if they are in inclusion. Each student has goals, and I try to group them together as closely as possible. So if it's a phonological awareness goal, I put all those together. Sometimes I add things to help me keep track. So I've got the levels for Kilpatrick, Equipped for Reading Success on here, and I can circle what level the kid's on. I can write what day they've mastered it, and I can either use the boxes to chart trials, or I can just write the percentage and put the letter next to it. This has really helped me, and I can use it each 9 weeks to document a student's progress and where they are overall. I try to put like a cover sheet for each category, and if they don't all have the same goals, but if the goals are closely related, I keep them together. So one student on here happens to have write sentences instead of spell words. I just put every possible goal that's in that group and put them together. One cool thing about Goodnotes is that you can copy a page that you've uploaded and just duplicate it. So you can just select the page that you're on, click copy, and then you go and click paste page, and it'll make a duplicate of the same template. So if you need another one because you run out of spaces, you can also delete pages by just clicking move page to trash. You can also select to see all of the pages in like page view and pick them that way. I also use Goodnotes to import instructional materials that I can use in class. I can make something on my computer and then upload it and write on it, or use flashcards. I've also got things that I've uploaded that we do in class on paper. I can also go along with the kids and do them on Goodnotes. Speaking of importing, let me show you quickly how to do that. You're just going to go to the top, click import, and then select the file that you want to put in your Goodnotes app. And then you're going to click import, and it will appear. And then whatever's in there you can write on. You can do progress monitoring, you can take student responses, and you can also duplicate. So when you've got groups with more than one student, which most of us do, you can just take that exact same page and copy it and notate which student you were talking to, paste it in there, and then you can just work with the next student. And click save, and you're good. Now, how do we get the documents off of the Goodnotes app and upload them onto a computer or in your Google Drive? So you're just going to click the folder you want to export, click Export, and select PDF is what I usually do. Then I've got it linked to my Google Drive, so I'm going to select that, and then I can just click Save, and it will upload it into Google Drive. So for additional uses for Goodnotes, I do record keeping, take behavior data, use it for due process organization, note taking, student work samples, and I can use it to teach. So I keep all of my old documentation here, so I can use those sheets if I want to go back and look at what the students had. I also go ahead and put behavior checklist in here so that I have an easy way to get to those when I'm doing a functional behavior assessment for a kid or getting data for our school psychologist. And you can do the same thing. You can copy and save and change names. I also have made a form that I use for due process that I keep on here. And I've made it to where it suits my needs. It's got things in it at the end like putting new goals and services into Goodnotes. And so I do that checklist whenever I have an IEP meeting. I can also add a notebook to take notes on. So you can make these little notebooks, you can do different kinds of paper, and I use those a lot of times in class to take notes. I also keep student work samples in here. So I just have a camera on the iPad. I've got a folder for each kid, and I can just click Add Image or Take Photo. And I can just snap a picture while we're in class, add it to that student's folder, and save it under their name. It's going to automatically keep the date and time for me. The last thing I do in class is I use those notebooks while we're teaching to prop my iPad up and do work with students so that all of the kids can see it. I can color code it easily. I can even take pictures of the kids' actual workbooks for the curriculum and do it along with them so that they can see exactly what I'm doing and it's on the same paper that they have. This has been awesome because I don't always get copies ahead of time for what we're doing in class, and it lets the kids easily transition to writing it into their own book if we're doing it together. So that is how I use Goodnotes to provide inclusion services, and I hope it's been helpful for you. So if you have questions, my email is the best way to reach me, and it's on this slide. And I've also got links in the presentation. Thanks for coming.